Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, I'm KingNido and we are kicking off round 13 with a massive matchup because the top 8 sides in the PokeType League have all won 7 games and 2 of those sides are here today as the Anastar Galaxy are hosting the Ulu Macros, and what that means is whoever wins this matchup will be on top of the leaderboard. So with that said, let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win this matchup. Will it be the Psychic types? Will it be the Steel types? Let's go!
3, 2, 1, go!
Ramifications of this match are huge, and the Macros are on the verge of losing their 3rd game in a row for the 2nd time this season as well, so they need the victory here to keep that top spot as they start out with Excadrill and King Gambit. It is going to be Armourouge and Hisuian Braviary starting out for the Galaxy, but immediately Excadrill has gone for the Belly Drum. It has maximized that physical attack that is base 135, but it has cut into its health to do so as we get the Zing Zap from Armourouge onto King Gambit, and it's followed up by the Future Sight by Braviary onto King Gambit, which will not affect King Gambit if it is still on the field, but it has flinched. And Excadrill, needing to do its part, is going to set up the Burning Bulwark. The Galaxy are not going to want to make physical contact here with Excadrill at the risk of being burnt, but at a Thunder Fang, Armourouge keeping up with those electric moves onto King Gambit as Braviary follows it up with the Flying Press. Super effective damage being done there to King Gambit, who is going for its first move of the matchup, responding with the Rising Voltage, going for its own electric type moves onto Armourouge. Excadrill follows it up with the Rising Voltage as well, but this is going to be super effective there onto Braviary as Armourouge does respond with the Gigaton and Hammer, bringing that hammer down onto Excadrill. Not very effective, getting some okay damage though, as Braviary does follow it up here with the Pollen Puff. They're trying to get Excadrill off the field, and they have with that not very effective move. It is effective enough to get the elimination, and they do not have to contend with that Belly Drum to Excadrill, as the Psychic terrain is set up by King Gambit, who will not care for being hit with Psychic type moves. It is immune, but I'm sure the Galaxy are going to enjoy that the battlefield has just gotten weird, as that Future Sight attack will not affect King Gambit. It is going to be Empoleon now coming out for the Ulu Macros as Armourouge immediately goes for the Frenzy Plant onto King Gambit. King Gambit's able to hang on by a thread from that not very effective move. We get the coaching here from Braviary trying to help out Armourouge. Armourouge could have capitalized on Empoleon's part water typing, as it does get those physical stats boosted here. Empoleon is going to go with the Morning Sun. It would be restoring its health, but it's already at full strength, so nothing is going to happen as King Gambit goes with the Simple Beam onto Braviary. It is going to give it that simple ability, getting rid of that tinted lens. And as Armourouge does have to recharge, Braviary is going to look to do its part, going for the Psycho Boost here. This will make contact with Empoleon. Not very effective, but gets in some great damage, lowering that special attack a great deal though of Braviary in the process, as Empoleon responds with the Air Slash on Braviary. Gets in some great damage, and King Gambit follows it up with the Drill Run. This will be super effective on Armourouge, and it gets the elimination, leveling the playing field with that critical hit at this point in time of the matchup, as well as it is going to be Iron Valiant, the Terrestrial Draftee, coming out for the Anastar Galaxy. It's going to have to embrace that mental prowess that it has taken on this season with that 130 base attack, 120 base special attack if it wants the Galaxy to get on top of the leaderboard. And it does have that speed control, immediately going for the Tickle. It is going to lower those physical stats here of King Gambit, but it was such an easy target to potentially get the elimination. Braviary could finish it off here, goes for the knockoff, but instead it goes for Empoleon, getting some more good damage on the water Steel type, knocking off its Leopard Berry in the process, as Empoleon does respond with the Fake Tears onto Braviary, lowering that special defense a great deal, and King Gambit could finish it off here. Goes for the Magma Storm, but instead goes for Iron Valiant. It is going to trap it in that swirling magma, but not before getting in some great damage there on the Terrestrial Pokemon as well, as we see that Magma Storm doing extra damage to Iron Valiant, who is going to go with the Mystical Fire. But Empoleon is able to hang on by a thread now as well. It does have its special attack lowered, but Braviary could finish off either one of them. Goes for the Sucker Punch, but unfortunately there's no suckers on the side of the Macros. This allows Empoleon to go for the play. Nice. Yet again, focusing in on Braviary, lowering that physical attack now a great deal, as King Gambit is going to go for the Corrosive Gas. This is going to burn up everybody's Leopard Berries who does have them remaining, because Empoleon's had already been knocked off, so it's actually only going to affect the Galaxy here, losing those Leopard Berries, as that Magma Storm continues to do damage to Iron Valiant. The Galaxy need to get an elimination, as that Weirdness does disappear from the battlefield. Now we get the Topsy-Turvy from Iron Valiant. It is going to invert all those stat changes of Employment, but it doesn't matter because the Aurora Beam from Bravery is going to get the elimination, putting the Galaxy back in front. King Gambit needs to respond with something. It goes for the Thunder, but it's going to be avoided by Bravery. That is massive, but that Magma Storm is still doing great damage to Iron Valiant, as it is going to be good. We do have Iron Valiant with the bulk up here, so it is going to boost that physical attack that we did mention earlier. Base 130, also boosting that physical defense in the process. Bravery, though, with the Hex immediately going for Goodra here, does very little damage, though, and this allows Goodra to respond by setting up the spikes on the side of the Galaxy. They've only lost one Pokemon so far, so those entry hazards could be crucial for the macros, as King Gambit, who's been in since the start, goes with the hard press onto Iron Valiant, puts it into knockout range, but the Magma Storm could finish it off. Iron Valiant able to hold on, though. It's still in this matchup, allowing it to respond with the Poison Powder, but that is not going to work. The Steel types are immune to Poison type moves. Bravery, though, does go with the Grassy Glide, and they have finally gotten King Gambit off the field with another not very effective move, getting an elimination. And Goodra does respond with the Terrain Pulse. There's no terrain to capitalize on, but regardless, it has taken Iron Valiant down. And the macros needed that elimination to prevent the Galaxy from possibly running away with it here in this matchup. It's going to be Metagross, though, coming out for the Galaxy. It's Lucario coming out for the macros. Metagross immediately taking damage from those spikes, and Lucario goes for the Pin Missile. It's trying to take down Bravery, trying to level the playing field here. It's got two. It's only able to get to. Bravery is still in this matchup, and this allows Metagross to go for the Sandsear Storm. Super effective on the Steel types, doing massive damage to Lucario, and it's left it with that burn as well. It is going to cut that 110 physical attack, but it's also going to burn Goodra, cutting into that 100 base physical attack. Bravery looking to capitalize, goes with the Giga Drain, which does practically nothing to Goodra there. The Bravery trying to get back any health that it can here, as Goodra is going to go for the knockoff on to Metagross. Super effective, knocking off that Leopard Berry in the process. They're trying to prevent any berries from being eaten in this matchup on both sides, as Lucario is put into knockout range by that burn damage. And we have Goodra feeling the effects of it as well, but Lucario with that speed control goes for the rollout. This is not going to do much damage to Metagross, being not very effective, but it will get progressively stronger as the disable from Metagross is going to disable Lucario, but it is in the midst of a rollout. As the Future Sight now yet again from Bravery, this time focusing in on to Goodra, who will not be immune to that move, as Goodra is going to go for the Iron Head. They're trying to get Metagross off this field, but they keep going for not very effective moves, as Lucario continuing to feel the effects of that burn, as does Goodra. The macros are in desperate need of an elimination at the moment, as that rollout does continue from Lucario. Still going for Metagross. It could eliminate Bravery with that move. The cross poison, though, from Metagross, not very intelligent there. It will not affect Goodra, but the Terrain Pulse from Bravery will, however, still doing very little damage to the highly defensive Pokemon, who does respond with the Smog. But it goes for Metagross. It should know better, as Metagross is part Steel type as well, and Lucario is still hanging on from that burn, which is going to allow it to keep going for that rollout. But if that rollout ends, it will be disabled, and it continues to go for Metagross. It is getting stronger, but being so ineffective, this allows Metagross to go for the Hydro Pump, putting Goodra into knockout range. Bravery could finish it off here, but instead it goes for the Charm, putting the moves onto Goodra. It is going to lower that physical attack a great deal, and it's already feeling the effects of the burn, as well as this hit a smack from Goodra. Does very little damage there to Metagross, lowering its special attack, though, in the process, as Goodra is going to feel the effects of the Future Sight. Not very effective. It's able to hold on. Lucario needs to hold on, though, and it is unable to. It has been eliminated by the burn damage, as Goodra is also feeling the effects. It is able to hang on, though, but the last Pokemon for the macros is about to come out onto the field, and it's going to be Sandy Shocks making its return. The macros have sent out their own Terrastal Draftee, and it is such a powerful Pokemon for this side. You do not want this swinging axe to come down on you and get an elimination. And Sandy Shocks with that speed control goes for the Attract, but it is not going to work on Bravery. This allows Metagross to try and capitalize by going with the speed swap very intelligently, taking that speed control away from Sandy Shocks, whose base speed is 101, but with a Meteor Mash from Bravery takes out Goodra. Sandy Shocks is all by itself, as Braviary does get the physical attack boost here. Metagross with the speed control now goes and lays the smack down, doing very little damage there to Sandy Shocks, which will allow Sandy Shocks to go for the Water Pledge on a Braviary who's been in the matchup since the very start. It has been eliminated though. Sandy Shocks still has 3 Psychic types to contend with, including Bronzong. We have Steel types all over the field right now, as the Fickle Beam from Metagross still not doing very much damage to Sandy Shocks, and this allows Sandy Shocks to respond with the Ice Spinner going for Bronzong here, who is able to tank that not very effective move, and this allows Bronzong to go for the Assurance, trying to assure Sandy Shocks that we will have a Steel type winning this matchup by the looks of it, as the no retreat now from Metagross is going to give it the Omni Boost. The Galaxy want that top spot on the leaderboard. The Macros, they do not want a third loss in a row. Sandy Shocks needs to start going for some big moves. It needs to go for an Earthquake to try and take out the 2 Steel types. Instead it goes for a Yawn. It is trying to put Metagross to sleep here on the field as it does grow drowsy. Bronzong though with the power split here onto Sandy Shocks is going to share the power between the 2 here. Metagross sets up the electric terrain intelligently. This electric terrain will prevent it from falling asleep. It doesn't want to leave Bronzong having to contend with Sandy Shocks all by itself, as Sandy Shocks does go for the Aqua Ring. This is intelligent because it is going to surround itself with that Veil of Water, trying to restore its health, as Bronzong goes for the Hurricane. But it is going to be avoided by Sandy Shocks, and Sandy Shocks is going to have that health restored. Now that it has that Aqua Ring set up, it is going to have to go on the offensive as Metagross goes for the Icicle Crash. They come crashing down, but they are not very effective there onto Sandy Shocks, which allows Sandy Shocks to go with the Uproar, which is not very effective on its fellow Steel types. It should know better being a part of the Macros, as Bronzong is going to go for the Play Rough. They've put Sandy Shocks into knockout range, lowering its physical attack in the process, but there is that Veil of Water restoring the health of Sandy Shocks here, but it is in the midst of making that Uproar. Metagross with the Leer trying to lower those physical defenses here of Sandy Shocks at a base 97 as it continues to go for the Uproar. Not very effective, doing some chip damage to Metagross there. Bronzong with the Lick, putting Sandy Shocks back into knockout range, but that Aqua Ring continuing to restore a little bit of health with each passing turn. Metagross though with the opportunity goes for the double hit. The first one doesn't do it, but the second one is going to take down Sandy Shocks and take down the Macros for the second time this season. They have had a 3-game losing streak, but even bigger than that, the Anastar Galaxy have not only decided to knock the Macros off the top of the leaderboard, but as I said at the start of the game, the top 8 sides all having 7 victories, while now the top side has 8 victories because the Galaxy have moved themselves up to the top of the leaderboard, and next round they are going up against the Castelia Pinchers, whereas for the Macros, they are out of the Elite 4 at the moment. Unbelievable, but next round they will have a bye. They'll need to regroup, as after that they will be going up against the Pony Stars, but until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed, so please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.